All right, guys, we're going to take a look at this Bulova Moon Watch, or the Lunar Pilot. I'm going to start you off with a wrist shot because there's no denying this is a larger watch. So I want to give you a quick look on my 7.25 inch wrist. I put it on this single pass canvas Havaston strap. I think it pairs up really nice. The only thing that could be better maybe is if it had black hardware just to match this watch, but not a big deal either way. Also, big thanks to my buddy Homer for sending this in. This is his personal watch, and you can see, I don't think he's worn it too much because it's in like really good shape still. So this is ion coated, like a matte black or a satiny type black ion coating, really high quality coating. I think it's done very well. So the buttons and the crown are a little bit higher polished, so I'm not sure what that coating is, if it's the same kind, just a different texture. So two main big things versus the previous full stainless model. You have the date is excluded from this model, and where it says the branding, it's in, this is like the older font for the company versus the, I think it was actually more of like that font on the stainless model. I don't have one with me, so I'm trying to go off memory. But other than that, they're the same size. It's a 45 millimeter watch, 52 millimeter lug to lug, so it has a pretty long lug to lug, and not a whole lot of turn down. There is some there, but it's not a massive amount. It's 13.6 millimeter thick, but you can see you have that proud sapphire crystal. Although it being flat, it does protrude up over the watch itself. 20 mil lug width, so you're going to be able to do any kind of strap. Homer had it on this 5-buckle NATO here, black one. You can't go wrong with the black ones. I just think the military green ones look kind of cool on it. I was playing around with different ones. You know, this Havaston actually looked pretty cool on there. You know, there's this strap mill one, kind of a khaki green. All of them look great on there. So you could go with a two-piece. I tried it on the two-piece, and I thought it would actually be better, but I think just because of the size of the watch, it needs some sort of NATO. It at least needs a single pass or a traditional style NATO. For some reason, it just feels better, correct. I don't know why. Overall, I think the suggested retail price is $595, but you're looking at a street price of, I think Joma had it at one point for $299. They're out of stock right now, so I think you're definitely going to see, I think, $300 probably on the low end, and then up into the $400s from what I can tell. And I think the black one, personally, would be the one I would go after, just because it does look smaller on wrist. So you have the tachymeter on the outside of the display, but it's on the inside of the, sapphire. It's underneath the sapphire. You have the high accuracy quartz, 262 kilohertz. So this thing, I was reading, I think on the Two Broke Watch Snobs, I'll put a link to their article on the stainless model they had, and they were saying that it's plus or minus 10 seconds per year. So the movement they're using is definitely a high accuracy quartz. And then zoom back out here, the pushers here are like elongated, so they're actually really nice featured into the case and easy to operate. You can see you have 3 different sub dials there. This one's counting your seconds all the time. Of course, you have your main register hand for the chronograph, and then you have this dial, and then this one is only gonna run for like, I think 30 seconds or something, and then it shuts off. It's just a power save feature that the watch has. So you can reset it. It'll swing back around nice and smooth. Pretty cool movement, great watch, and I think it'll work for a lot of people. It's borderline for my 7.25 inch wrist, but I think, if you have a larger wrist, I think it would be a killer option. Zoom back on that dial, though, because you notice like that center section with the 3 cutouts for the sub dials also stops before it reaches the main track on the outside there. So you can see that's submerged down in. So the dial has a lot of depth to it overall, you know. So very interesting the way they do the dial on these. For the most part, I think it's the same dial as the stainless model, so which I've done in the past. So on the back side, you have, I think it's the Apollo 15 mission. Yeah. You have the date and some other details there regarding that mission, which is what this watch is paying reference to. It's not a exact one-to-one, but it's pretty close from what I understand, other than, you know, updated materials. I'm going to give you a Lume shot before we close out here. Just wanted to share this with you, and again, big thanks to Homer for lending this in. You do have a signed crown there too, with the tuning fork that Bulova does. So I'm going to give you a Lume shot. This is a kind of a cool blue lume to it. It's not super bright. It's like a greenish bluish. Yeah, I'm picking up blues now as my eyes adjust, but it's not amazing, but it's definitely there. It is lumed, and I didn't get a chance to check the longevity of it, but I suspect it's going to fade probably over the next hour or so. I could be wrong, but if you guys own one of these and you have some input on the lume, go ahead and chime in. I'm not when it comes to certain watches outside of some of the micro brands and the Seiko divers and stuff like that, I really don't get too geeked out about the lume, just because I know you're potentially just going to get let down. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Homer for lending this guy in. It's a very cool model. I think the black one would be, in my personal opinion, would be the one to go after versus the full stainless one. But that's just me. I think it's kind of nice having the dial being very symmetrical without the date cutout, and then I like the older font, plus the black just wears a little bit smaller, or seems a little bit smaller on wrist. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.